question is to the Minister for Education. Can the Minister update the House on incentives to attract teachers to regional areas like Mount Gambier?
The Minister.
So I thank the member for the question. It's an excellent question, and it comes hot on the heels of the government's release of our country education strategy, which is a very significant body of work. And I'd like to thank teachers and leaders in the member's electorate and surrounding areas. Indeed, we had, as part of our very significant consultation in developing our richly detailed country education strategy, which is, of course, a long-term strategy, 2021 to 2028, staff from Grant High School, Mount Gambier High School, Yarl Primary School, Kangaroo Inn Area School and Millicent North Kindergarten were all engaged in that process, as indeed were staff right around South Australia, all corners of our state, in feeding in what were the key challenges, the drivers of behaviours, the things that will encourage more people to come to country South Australia, to enter towns in the communities where they're going to be teaching, and to enter those towns successfully, to integrate into the communities successfully. What is best practice and how can we consolidate that across South Australia? That is a really important question. We have indeed a range of initiatives that are outlined under our country education strategy. Some of the early activities involve working with universities to reduce barriers to strengthen our pipeline of teachers to the country, accelerating our replacement of ICT infrastructure within all public schools, including in the country. We've already laid fibre optic cable to all except, I think, 3 of our public schools in country South Australia. In the far, far north of our state, there are different solutions for Maree and Lee Creek, I understand, and Kangaroo Island has had a significant upgrade to their facilities, but it doesn't at this stage involve fibre to the school. But every single one of our other schools, I believe, I could be mistaken with 1 or 2, but I think it's every single one of them, has now that fibre optic cable. But the internal work within those schools to make sure those schools can get maximum benefit out of it so that teachers can have the optimal work experience is really important. Bolstering allied health supports to schools in speech pathology and psychology through telehealth practice is one of the key things we're now recruiting roles for to assist in making the workload in those schools better supported. Improving our permanent and temporary relief teacher supply to the country, increasing our pool of available permanent and country relief teachers, and funding the removal of barriers to their deployment to country regions. Also, sir, supporting schools to partner in curriculum delivery across our regions, operating best practice so that students can access subjects they desire without having to necessarily rely on an open access college offering high quality as it may be, but where a teacher in Adelaide might not have that personal engagement that a teacher operating in 3 or 4 partner schools in a local region may have that better personal contact, and indeed bringing country voices to the fore. I think one of the really interesting things that is going on at the moment is a partnership the Department for Education has with the Teach for Australia charity, a really important group that is bringing incredible individuals who have been successful in life already, the best of the best in their areas, and encouraging them to undertake teaching without having to go away for several years to do a degree where they're not being paid, instead supporting them to do a master's from day one. The first 3 were rolled out this year in Roxby Downs and Whyalla, and indeed in one of the members' own local schools. We're looking forward at least one of them, indeed possibly up to 3. Sorry? There will be more Teach for Australia associates next year in that area. There's a lot of exciting work that we're doing. I think the removal of the right of return from country South Australia, as I believe has been proposed by those opposite in the Labor Party, would indeed damage massively the opportunity, the enthusiasm that people can go to the country to take permanent positions. So I certainly think that would be a detriment to the attraction of country teachers, but we are very excited about building up that workforce, including in Mount Gambier.